Welcome to This Academic Life, episode 78.
This episode is sponsored by the School of Engineering at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, or RPI. Did you know that RPI is the first and the oldest technological university in the English-speaking world? We're celebrating RPI's 200th birthday. Yes, you heard that right, 200th anniversary in 2024. We'll tell you much more about it as the celebrations commence.
Hi, my name is Pania Newell. I'm a professor of mechanical engineering.
Hi, my name is Zhang. I am also a professor of mechanical engineering.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of This Academic Life after a short summer break. Today's episode is a special one because I'm joined by someone you are already familiar with, my amazing co-host, Dr. Lucy Zhang. Lucy, welcome to our show.
Yay! Great to be back after this fantastic summer.
Awesome. Lucy has recently had an incredible experience serving as an NSF program director, and I thought it would be great to talk to her about that process today. So let's turn the spotlight onto Lucy and get her insight on what it was like to step into this important role. Let's start from the beginning. What made you decide to apply for the NSF program director role?
Oh boy, big question. Thank you, Pania. So at the beginning, when I applied, it was really at the beginning of COVID. So COVID brought a lot of change in pace. So in our lives and in mindset and everything. So I was not particularly looking for this position or any of the NSF positions. I was serving on a review panel, and then the program director who ran the panel, who turned out to be my colleague later on, announced that there's positions open for that program. So at the end of the 2-day review panel, I thought to myself, oh boy, that sounds really cool. So I've never thought about it before, but after him mentioning that there's such an opening position, I thought, let me look it up. So I think after day one, he announced it on day one. And then at the end of day one, I think I just Googled it. I'm like, what does that look like? So I look at the job description and I said, oh, actually, that looks interesting. I feel like it spoke my name. I'm like, this is me. So the second day, at the end of the review panel, so I talked to him a little bit more, just trying to figure out what this one is, what it means, and all that. He kind of gave me some brief introduction on this it's a rotator position, and you apply. And the description of the resume, what the application looks like, is all on the advertising. She said, just do that. And then you go through this interview, another round of interview, another round of interview, and then they will make a decision and all that. I said, it doesn't sound bad at all. And I said, I have nothing to lose. And then he agreed. He said, well, got nothing to lose. It's not like I'm going to lose my current job if I go there. So yeah, so that's what made me apply. And I figured COVID and a lot of things are changing, and this could be one of those changes. So.
Wow, so I guess COVID had some positive impacts on your life too.
Yeah, it made a lot of positive changes in my life, for sure.
Yeah. Well, another one was our podcast too. So that was the product, I guess, of COVID. So
absolutely,
yeah. So you talked a little bit about the big picture of the application process. Can you tell us more? What was it like, and what qualifications, experiences, or skills they were particularly interested in?
Yeah, I think the minimum qualification, of course, you have to have a PhD in a certain field or in a relevant field. I think that type of experience, whether you're coming from academia or industry, working on projects that are relevant to that program, is definitely important. This is my own, of course, assessment during the interview process. I think what is important is your vision to the program. Certainly your background and experiences, they're all like in the resume already, so they can see that. And then through the entire interview process, you have to present what your vision is for this program and what kind of new, fresh ideas or activities you would like to bring into this program. So I think those are the things that they really are look into as a search committee. That's what I felt. They actually give you some guidance on what to present, and vision was definitely a big part of it.
That's interesting, and it seems that, I don't know, I would be stressed out if I go for an interview like that. Having a vision for the program that it's at that high level, I think it's kind of scary for me. But definitely you did so well that they end up hiring you. So how did you prepare for that?
Yeah, so I was actually really excited about this entire interview process. I don't know why. First of all, I had not gone through any interview process for a long time. So since my last job search, I was genuinely excited about this. And so when I first wrote the application, so you have your resume. Pania, I know like you actually helped me, give me a template. I said I haven't updated my resume in a long time. It looks so dull. And then you'll, of course, also need to write a cover letter. And if you remember, I asked you to look at my draft, and and I'm so glad you did. You give me honest feedback, and I'm like, I'm gonna scratch that whole thing. It did not read very exciting. I set that cover letter aside for a little bit. And then one night I'm like, I'm just gonna write this, from scratch, everything from scratch. Just write what I want to write. And I wrote those 2 pages of cover letter, I don't know, in a matter of 30 minutes, I think. And I felt like it was very genuine. I really felt like it was very genuine. And so I asked you to look at it again, and like you said, oh, this one's so much better. I'm like, okay.
I remember. I was like, oh my God, what happened to that version and this version? Is that the same, Lucy?
So like I said, because I know I have nothing to lose, so I just, did everything like very freely, everything to just be myself. And that's exactly what I did with the application and with the interview. Like the interview entire process was I was so excited. I can tell you, I don't think I've been to an interview where I'm actually like, I'm so excited, like I'm excited to talk about my path to wherever I was at that point. And the entire preparation process was very engaging to me. As I really enjoyed the process. Yeah, I feel like it was a way to reflect. I
think probably they saw that in you too, because I mean, excitement about any positions is very important, and also being genuine, not to fake it. In other episodes, we talk about, faculty interview process. And you don't want to fake it because it's so obvious. And then when you see somebody who's really excited, then it's just like it changes the whole vibe. It's like, oh, I want to work with that person. They genuinely they care about this position. It's not like just 1 out of 100. So
right. Yeah.
So now let's reflect a little bit on your time at NSF. How did the experience compare to what you expected?
I don't know if I had much expectations before going. I don't think I had any idea. I mean, I know there was certainly work, but I didn't know what kind of work besides like doing panels, really. And I also know that there will be activities, but without being in there, you don't really know how engaging you would be with certain activities or with other programs or other divisions. So I don't really have a lot of expectation. But one thing I think I thought was it would be very much similar to a faculty position in academia, where You have a program there, like in NSF, and then just like you have a lab in your department or school or whatever, but it's actually quite different. There's a lot of communications between or among the people you work with within the program. And also a lot of communications involved among the different programs within the division, and similarly outside your division or even directorate. So that amount of communication required is very intense, way more than here you run your lab. Besides your collaborators that you meet once a week or whatever, you're basically managing your own group. That's it. But there you have to talk to other people because decisions are made. You can't just make it yourself. You have to talk among the different people, the stakeholders and all that. So there are certainly a lot of communications involved, way more than I thought I would have.
That sounds intense.
But it's actually quite good. I don't know about other programs. So when I onboarded, because we were all online anyway, and we became friends almost like instantly. So we build the bonding very quickly. It could be just within our own program that I'm just very lucky, but I felt right in place. People always make sure with people who's already in the program and people who basically mentors to me. And then also the division director and the deputy division directors, they're always making sure you're okay. Do you need anything? What can we do to make you do your job better? Like kind of they constantly there to give you support constantly. So you don't feel like, oh, I am an outsider. These people have been there for a long time. They're together. Not at all. I felt right at home since day one. So communications, when I talk about communications, it's not just about work. So we can actually spend a lot of time, like we schedule weekly meetings just to catch up. But there sometimes we have nothing to catch up. We just like chat about life, chat
Right.
about this and this and this. So that's how the bonding really formed from these casual conversations rather than just talk about work all the time.
So it's amazing to hear about the good culture that they have or you experience in that specific program that you were serving on.
Mhm.
So what has been the most rewarding experience of your time at NSF?
Making these wonderful friends. Wonderful friends.
Oh,
Yes, certainly the knowledge and skills that I gained, but none of that compared to these wonderful friends that I made.
I
They're
hope they are
precious. I
not
mean,
replacing me. Then, then I need to go to NSF to maybe become friend back again with you. But yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Wow.
yeah, I think
Oh,
these are the, things that I truly treasure for the rest of my life. I mean, you can't change, you can't buy those things. It's just it all came so genuinely. That's really, for me, that's the most rewarding for sure. Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm glad that you have more friends, but I know that I'm number one. So, and I need to tell those program directors, other program managers, and everybody, nobody can replace me. So, no, just
That's for
kidding.
sure. Yes.
So you need to say that now because I'm the host. Well, the final question is, what advice would you give to someone considering applying for this type of roles at NSF?
I would say definitely do it. You have nothing to lose. So I think the experience has been so positive for me. You certainly will learn things that you don't see from the outside. And then you will also pick up the culture, like the working culture there. I mean, everybody is probably all overworking a lot, right? So every day is like super, super busy. But I think they talk about and also they strive that work-life balance way more than academia. And
Wow,
so,
that's
yeah,
interesting.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean,
Wow.
sure, with that, and some people still, we still overwork, right? Over 40
Yeah.
hours a week because just the amount of work that's there. But at least people recognize that, people appreciate it. And I think being in a totally different environment is a positive thing. You can see how other agencies or how other institutions operate, and you can pick up things, you can bring it back. For me, I learned how to draw boundaries way better now than before. So I kind of practice there over time. But anyway, so I definitely encourage people to do this because knowledge, skills you will pick up, you will certainly gain a lot and very fast. Just overall, a very positive experience. You can either take that with you. I know a lot of people, they move on to another administrative role or leadership role, but it doesn't have to, right? So I'm still here at RPI. I'm bringing all these knowledge to the people in my own institution, and they appreciate it, and I enjoy sharing that. So I think it's very positive no matter what you do. So give it a try and you won't be disappointed.
So from what I'm hearing, if you get a chance to redo it, you would definitely do it again too, right? If time
I need a
goes
little
by.
break.
No, I mean not if you go back
Yeah,
and
if I
you would
can turn
make
back
the
in
same
time.
decision again, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In a heartbeat. Yeah, totally. I mean, but the type of person who always enjoy trying new things
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
So even if it's bad, I probably would do it anyway because bad
Oh,
experiences are still experiences. So,
they
you
are
learn
valuable. Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but anyway, I think even if you don't get picked or, hired as the program director at the end, just going through that process of interviewing and preparing for the application, even that I thought it was very exciting. So just do it. Do
yeah.
it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lucy. That was such an insightful conversation. It is clear that Lucy's experience as an NSF program director is far too rich to be covered in just one episode. There is so much more to explore, from her leadership strategies to the challenges she faced along the way. So make sure to tune in next time for part 2 of this conversation. We'll be diving even deeper into her journey. Thanks again, Lucy, for sharing your experiences with us today.
Thank you. And I'm so glad that I finally had this opportunity to share.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. You can follow us on Facebook and listen to our latest episodes on iTunes, Spotify, or Amazon Music. We'd like to thank our sponsor, the School of Engineering at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, for sponsoring this episode. If you are interested in being a sponsor, then please contact us at sponsor@thisacademiclife.org. Join us next time for the good, the bad, and the ugly of this academic life.